Tokyo trip on Mounjaro. Hello there. To anyone that doesn't know me, my name's Lauren. I've been on Mounjaro now for a whole year. Celebration. Celebrate. A whole year. Previous to Mounjaro, I have lost 4 stone. And on Mounjaro, I've lost 4 stone, so I'm at an 8 stone loss, feeling very comfortable about it. Now, the footage I'm about to show you is me in Tokyo. For those of you that know me, I go to China and Tokyo for some work trips, and I love to document whatever I can as I go around, because obviously being on a Mounjaro journey, it does affect all of these things. So I thought, let's capture it, let's share it together. So get yourselves a cup of tea, go get settled down. Next time I'll see you, I'll be in Tokyo. Let's go for it. Hello Mounjaro munchers, so that is me in Tokyo. It is gone midnight in Tokyo. I've just gone to the shops to get some snacks from the 7-Eleven. Had to pick up some of the viral ones because I'm that person. But also just want to let you know, we landed safe and sound early this morning at about 7 o'clock Tokyo time. And it's now gone midnight Tokyo time, so I've had a sleep. Came out for a little walk. We went to Shibuya, did the crossing. We went all up and down these lovely little side streets and had food in this lovely little place. I'll put in some pictures if I can, but yeah, a really fun little first day considering it was like halfway through the day. But anyway, I'll go up to my hotel room and speak to you a bit more. So I got a few bits from the 7-Eleven. I thought when I try them, I'll share it with you as part of my little Tokyo thing. So this little egg sandwich was one of them. I don't know why. Apparently it's amazing. So let's try it together. I even said to myself, you're not going to buy anything that's viral. You're not going to do it just because somebody else said it was good. Cut to me right now. How'd you get in? Oh. Well, I'm glad I'm not in public doing this. First impressions. Smells eggy. Looks eggy. Here goes nothing. I'm gonna go right into the belly of the beast. Fluffy bread. It's very good. That is very good. Positive review. Also, these little things are quite a viral thing down with the kids. So let's give these a taste and all. Doesn't smell like your average grape. There we go. Is that actually a grape? It's not a grape. Gummy chocolates. I don't think it's a grape, you know. So I definitely just flushed my loo in there. So it's almost 7:30 on a Saturday morning in Tokyo. Normally on a Saturday morning, you'll know that I'll be getting ready and geared up for a park run. However, there are park runs in Tokyo. I could have made it to one. But instead, this morning, I've had about 4 hours sleep because we're doing nights for work. So I got back here about 2:30 in the morning. It's now 7:30 in the morning. Had a little sleep and heading out now to go to the Meiju Jinku Shrine. So, get a little cup of tea ready. I don't know how much I can film in there. Obviously want to be super respectful and I want to enjoy the experience whilst I'm there. But let's have a little go. I'll take you with me and we'll have a little look at this temple. Let's go. Hello Mounjaro Munchers, so I thought I'd give us a quick update. Now I'm speaking quite low because it is about 3 in the morning here in Tokyo, but I've got to keep up because I'm working nights, blah blah blah, but I'm aware of people around me. I haven't heard anyone either side of me, but it's just my luck that they'll be able to hear me yabbering on. So anyway, just a little update of how things are going on, especially today, technically yesterday, on my 1 year anniversary on Mounjaro. I cannot believe it has been a year. 1 year on Mounjaro, I cannot believe it. It's been the best time, and how I remembered it, because I completely forgot. An old video came up on TikTok, you know how it says, oh, you know, basically look back at memories. And it doesn't feel like a year, it doesn't feel like it's been that long. I still feel really new to everything. It all still feels, you know, like a journey. I don't feel like I'm there yet, although maybe I perhaps am because I haven't lost weight for a long time, and I feel like this is the weight where I'm maintaining it, I'm steady, you know, and I'm happy here, but it doesn't feel like it's done, like that chapter's done, and it probably isn't. It's probably going to be something that I'm on for life anyway, and that journey will always be there. But I think, and I'm sure you get it, write it in the comments, let me know how you feel, but it's always been such a prevalent point in our life to lose weight, and I know I've mentioned it in past videos, that it feels like, you know, that part of the journey will never ever be over, and I don't think it will really, whether we're maintaining, trying to lose, whatever it is, it will always be there, won't it? But how has it been in Tokyo? Now, I have been ravenous. I've been eating everything. Now, sorry for anyone that doesn't hear it and it's too much info, but we're at that level. I have been Ju-on. And I am like a beastie, a dirty little beastie, when I'm Ju-on. I've had the little custard fishes. I've had the viral foods, not even that good, but I got them in my face because I was like, well, I've got to try, haven't I? I've got to say I've tried. There's nothing traditional about that egg sandwich, let me tell you that. But I've had it, and I've enjoyed it. I have enjoyed the foods I've been eating. And what's different from now to when I had to go to China for work, when I was at China for work, I barely ate at all because I was having to travel each day for work as well. So it wasn't like I knew, oh, I'm going to be working for 8 hours and then I'll come back to the hotel, I'll have my own time. I didn't know how long I'd be out because they'd have dinners and meals and all of this, and we actually had to fly whilst in China as part of our working day. So I was like, I don't know when I'm going to get a chance to go to the turtle dumps. So I purposely didn't really eat because I was so conscious about needing to go to the bathroom and not being able to have a bathroom or not being able to have the time and then backing up. But it hasn't been like that on this trip, almost to a fault. So I'm a bit nervous about the scales when I go back, especially because I've only got 2 weeks to my 40th birthday and I'm having a party. And I'm thinking, oh, have I just missed it at the last hurdle and I'm going to be a bloated little oinker for that? Can't put 8 stone on in 2 weeks, can you? Can you? But no, I've had a fabulous time, and today was really, really nice because I was by myself today. Now, it is different if you were at Tokyo with, you know, you were travelling as part of something, but I'm doing it with work. So the other days I've been basically with my boss going around, which has been great. He's a good laugh. But today was really special because I was able to go to that temple, get on all the tubes by myself, metro, apologies, do that by myself. And it felt really accomplished, especially doing it, you know, going to a temple, having done the research, knowing what I needed to do with the little, you know, the tube, shaking the tubes to get my fortune out. What I might do actually is put this in before I put the footage of today in. So yes, today my purpose was to go to Sensoji Temple, which is about a 40-50 minute on a couple of tubes for me. And I made sure I looked up the customs. You know, there's this big pot where they put, you know, the incense burners, and you're supposed to kind of waft it on yourself. And, you know, the customs of going up to the temples. This is actually the oldest Buddhist temple. Even the customs of how they bow and the offerings and your wishes, more about wishes of what you want. It was brilliant. It was incredible. And what I loved was seeing people whose belief this is, who probably go there every day or every you know, Sunday, whatever ritual day they go, very traditionally, and doing this as part of their routine, you know. And I'm really glad because I went there really early in the morning and I got some footage of no one there, and then I went back down the street again and got some footage when people were there, so it was really special. And anyway, once I'd done that, went to a cheeky Starbucks, didn't I? Got myself an Earl Grey. Well, it wasn't an Earl Grey, there was caramel in that. I was happy about it. But sorry, going back to the fortune jars, you had done enough looking on the old Tubey U and knew that you had to shake it a good few times. A stick falls out and that stick has a number on it. You then find that number, pick it out, and it's a fortune. If it's a good fortune, you can keep it and take it with you. If it's not a good one, then you tie it up and leave it behind. So all of that was really interesting and lovely to do, and it was nice to do that by myself, I think. Then headed back and had a little look around Ginza, the biggest Uniqlo, because why not? I just went up and down there. And then I went to the Imperial Palace and again had a lot of walk-ins. So over the last 2 days, I've had about 50,000 steps in. So by the end of today, I was shattered. I ended up having to sleep for 4 hours, but knowing that I had to get up because of work, blah, 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 it's all weird. So I went to the shop, got myself some Epsom salts, had a lovely bath, put on Freaky Friday, and I've just been kind of relaxing. And then tomorrow, well, today technically is Monday, so I'll be working Monday to Friday. And again, it's weird hours, so I don't really get to travel around much. So I definitely made the most of this weekend. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the footage in now of my Sunday. So that's Sensoji Temple, that's Imperial Palace, and I think that's all I captured. But yeah, hope you enjoy. Yep, so that was my little Tokyo trip all wrapped up. Now, it seemed quite short because I was there for about 13 days. Now, obviously, for 7 of those days, I was working, and for 2 of them was a weekend, which is what you saw in full flourished, and the other 2 were kind of travel days. So that was that. And again, like I said, I mentioned in that I was working nights as well. So trying to adjust slightly was actually easier than expected because I was technically on the UK time still. So it worked all right. Food-wise, now you'd have noticed I was eating a lot of 7-Eleven food. Now that's because I was working the nights. Slight excuse, I would have done this anyway. But I was working the nights. So I was getting back at about 2, 3 in the morning. Obviously didn't want to traipse around because the metros were all closed at that point. Didn't want to have to traipse around to go to anywhere, to a restaurant or something like that to get something decent. So what we'd often do is perhaps have a meal. We got into a bit of a routine at the end where we'd have a meal beforehand and then have my kind of 8-hour shift, however long, and then just get like a snacky tea, which is why I always end up in the 7-Eleven, but it did please me. However, what did it do with the scales? So when I left, I think I was about 11 stone 4. When I came back, I was 11 stone 10. Oh, it was those custard-filled fishes. It was those egg sandwiches. Those egg sandwiches. Still think about them. However, what I will say is obviously travel does carry the water with us. It does weird and wonderful things to our bodies. So within like 2 days, I'd already dropped a couple of pounds. And then within that whole first week, it's pretty much almost gone back to normal. I've kind of fluctuated slightly. So I'm around 11 stone 7 now. So it's better than my 11 stone 10. Am I fully back on the ball after it? Perhaps not. But I find it is quite difficult to travel, especially when you're doing it for work and you're working weird hours. Because even if I was in the UK working weird hours, it would still be difficult, not impossible at all, but it's still more of a challenge to eat things because when you're waking up in the morning for your shift, it's normally a normal tea time for people, and there's nothing that you want less in the morning than a big old dinner. So yeah, so it was getting used to things like that. and having to deal with whatever the outcome was. But I think what's really good and important about this whole process is understanding that we can go away on trips. We can do things that are outside perhaps those comfort zones and outside our usual routine, and still be able to, yes, we might gain weight, but still able to pull that back afterwards. I know I'm not fully pulled back. Still get back to that kind of normal, okay-ish spot and not go crazy as well. I mean, I was out there for almost 2 weeks. And it wasn't a crazy gain, really. But yes, I wanted to be able to share that little trip with you. Hope you enjoyed some of the scenic bits that I could show you. And if you've got any questions about it, or about Tokyo, or about the itinerary I did just for that weekend, because I really jam-packed it full. My boss was like, you're mental, getting up at 6 a.m. or 5 a.m. when we just got in at 2 a.m. But I was like, when am I going to be in Tokyo again? I don't know. So I wanted to pack it full. I wanted to get to those temples nice and early. So if anyone needs any short itineraries, pop me a little comment and I'll be able to let you know what I did and how I made the most of that time there. Do give me a subscribe, or do like this video if you like it. I will be doing more content about taking you with me on days out, trips out, things like that, as well as continuing to get those tips and tricks on the old Mounjaro up. I've still got lots more videos that I need to edit and post as well, so stay with me, folks. We will get that sorted. Anyway, love to see you all in the comments below, and I'll speak to you soon, Mounjaro.